Hello, hello, hello. Hello, it's Nancy Johnson for Sunday's Best. And I trust that you've had a great week and a great weekend. And we're just going to share a few things tonight. And I'm going to start off by asking, Gloria Moore says she can see me, hear me. And I trust that others of you will be coming on. And Gloria, how's your week been so far? Or how was your weekend? I hope that it was enjoyable and that you're ready to start another week and have a really, really, really good time. All right. So let's see who else is on. We got Gloria Moore. We got Gloria Lukey. And you guys have paid yourself. Isn't it good to see things add up rather than being subtracted from your bank account? It's really good. It's a good feeling. When I look at my account, hello, Vicky, and I see that I've been paid some interest, I feel good about that because that's money that I didn't work for. That's money that's working for me. Right, Lavinia? So you put it in a high yield account and you pray that you're able to add to it every week. And if you've been paying yourself every week, I promise you it's paying off. Okay? And so what we're going to talk about tonight, two words. And then, I'll have comments behind each one of them. And some information on each one of them. But the two words are happiness and success. And we're going to talk about what happiness is, whose responsibility it is, what success is, and it's different to each one of us, and whose responsibility it is. Then I'm going to share with you some information on the habits of people who are successful, what their habits are. All right. So first question was, of course, have you paid yourself? Hey, Lily, have you paid yourself? And how's that working out for you? Being paid on a regular basis, I know it makes you feel a whole lot better, right? So there used to be a song. It still is a song. We used to hear it. It says, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. If you're happy and you know it. And you can really, really show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. So what is happiness? What is happiness? Happiness is supposed to be, hello, Olivia. Happiness is a mental or emotional state of well-being in a range of positive feelings, intense joy. All of that sounds really, really good, right? Happiness, intense joy. It's an emotional feeling of well-being and positive. So who wouldn't want to be happy, right? So what is happiness to you? What makes you feel happy? What is happiness to you? What gives you joy? What makes you feel happy? What gives you intense emotion? What puts you in an intense emotional state? What is happiness to you? What makes you feel happy? You need to think about it often because it's a state of mind. And if your mind is working against you, then you're the enemy. The enemy is coming from within. So we all want to be in control of our mind because if we're not, that's a terrible thing. That's a terrible thing. So you ought to be able to answer the question, what is happiness and what is happiness to you? The third question is, who is responsible for your happiness? Who is it? A lot of times we look for excuses. We love to point the finger. But Who's responsible for your happiness, for your state of mind, for your state of being, for your joy? I want you to think about that a lot this week, a lot more than you normally do, because we just wait for happy moments, but we ought to be able to create or within ourselves know what it takes to be happy. Second question, what is success to you? Not to your neighbor, not what you see in somebody else do, but what is success to you? Who's responsible for your success? Can you name somebody that's responsible for your success? I know, right, Vivian and Mary Winstead and Olivia, Adron Washington, we can always say, they made me mad. I'm upset because they upset me. But that's a two-way street. Who is responsible for your success, your happiness, and your joy? And when you figure that out, how much would you sacrifice to feel happy, or to be happy, or to become successful? How much are you willing to sacrifice? What would you give up? What would be on the table in order for you to be, number one, happy? Happy is a mental and emotional state, as we just said, and it ranges from positive feelings to intense joy. Success is an achievement of one's goals. When was the last time you achieved a goal and it made you happy and you felt successful? Success is a set of conditions for one person. It may be a set of conditions that you reached your goals. You were successful at something. And success is the opposite of failure. And so once you figure out whose responsibility it is, or what you're willing to sacrifice to have both of these, you can have them. You can. So when it comes down to your finance, what amount of security would make you feel happy or make you feel successful? Is there an amount of money that you would feel that you're successful financially? You got a number in your mind. If you don't, you need to get a number in your mind. And while you're doing that, what good is to have the money and not be happy? I mean, it's some good, but if you could have the choice of answering these two, the two things that I defined, which was happiness and success. If you were in control of doing or having success, what would it take? What would you actually be willing to give up? Gloria Moore says, we are certainly responsible for our happiness. Exactly. If you're single, you're still responsible for your happiness. If you're married, divorced, or widowed, you're still responsible for your happiness. It's a state of being. It's a state of mind. Okay? And so how happy is happy, and how little happiness affects your entire life? It affects your entire life. So what prevents most people from being happy? I think at a time in our life, we can think back to, when was I the most happiest? Was it when I was real young and had no responsibility? Was it when I could play, and until it was dark and just go inside? What did that make me happy? When I graduated from high school, from college, got married, got that dream job, did that make me happy? In all those things, what was your role? What role did you play to be happy? Whether it was when you were younger, when you were growing, when you were a teenager, when you became a mother, when you became a father, when you became a grandparent, what made you happy? And you want to revisit those times. You really want to revisit it. So we're going to talk first about what prevents most people from having success. Success means different things to different people, as I said before. We are all different. We all have things in our mind, and we should have things on paper. And some of the things that you have set as your goal should be things that make you happy. Why would you write down things that make you unhappy? Because you're going to focus on the things, you're going to act upon the things that your mind focuses on. So your mindset is very important. Whether we're talking about finance, whether we're talking about any kind of growth, physical, financial, spiritual, relationships, just growing. Because anything that's not growing is likely to be dying. All right? So we all want to be growing. Hey, Genevieve Burgess, welcome to Sunday's Best. So let's go in this direction. I'm going to talk about maybe about 15 things that prevents most people from having success. And let me know how you feel about this. Number one, the lack of clear goals. If you don't have a goal, you don't have a reference point to being happy, financially, or any other way. What is your goal? Nobody should get up. Nobody in their right mind should get up, be able to make choices, and not make any choices. Or the choices they make are to make them bitter instead of better, or to make them poorer instead of more wealthy, or to make them sad versus being happy. So, happiness is a choice. And who's responsible? You are. I am. We're responsible for our happiness and success. So number one, lack of clear goals stops most people from having success. Number two, fear of failure. Fear keeps you, it says that fear will paralyze you. Fear keeps people from taking risks, trying new things, and pursuing their opportunities. Fear is paralyzing. Fear is one of the biggest thing that stops most people from having success. So I go back and ask the question, what is success to you? And what makes you afraid to even try, to even take the risk? Number three, a lack of consistency. Hit and miss, hit and miss. Success usually comes over a period of time. It's not overnight. You hear people say, he or she had an overnight success. Watch it. See how long it lasts. And if they are consistent, if they are resilient, if they are disciplined, it could last. And it may not take you as long to have success at what your heart desire as it takes the next person. So don't be so quick to compare yourself to somebody else. Don't be so quick, because you don't know what their goals are. You don't know really whether they're happy or sad. You just see them from the outside. And so number four, poor financial habits when it comes to what prevents most people from having success at their finance is poor money habits, poor money management, not so much about how much they make. Because believe me, people make a lot more than you think they make in some instances. But it's what they do with the money. So number 4 was poor financial habits, overspending. Well, let me go back to number 3, lack of consistency. Success usually comes from repeated efforts over time, not a quick fix. You don't have success just because you have a burst of motivation or you just get real happy and all of a sudden you're successful. No, success takes time. Number 4, poor financial habits, overspending, not balancing your book, living in the red, living in the danger zone, a lack of savings is what caused a lot of people to not have success. They don't save, so when you don't save, you don't have money to invest. You don't invest, you got what you got. You keep what you got if you're happy with it. But if you're seeking happiness and success, you got to have some goals. You got to become fearless in some instances. Get over the fear of failure. You're not going to make every goal that you set, and you're not going to be successful at everything you do, but you got to get your fair share. Number 5, negative environment. Negative environment. Constantly being around negative people, being in a place that makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel stagnant, no growth. If you're not growing, you're dying, all right? And even a dying plant or flower, if it's to a certain extent, you can put all the water on it you want. It's not going to come back alive. And so if you're in an environment of people who are stunting your growth because you are in control and you are allowing that, you're not going to grow. And guess what? They ain't trying to grow. So you're going to die with them. You're going to die with them in terms of no growth, stagnant, not being fruitful, not being able to multiply. So if you're in that circle or you're in that position, you got to get rid of it. You got to move. If they don't move, you got to move. All right? So the negative environment does impact whether you have success or not. Number 6, procrastination. Aren't we all familiar with this word? Putting off today for tomorrow. Tomorrow will come, but if you don't move the ball down the court, you're going to be in the same position. Pastor Jamal says he's paid himself twice. Excellent statement. If you're not growing, then you're dying. Exactly. All right. Number 7, self-discipline. What is it that you do a little bit every day, a little something every day towards your goals, towards your clear goals? And what is something that you do because you're not afraid? You're getting over the fear of failing. What is it that you do because now it's become a habit? And as I said in number 3, it's consistency that helps you to have success, not hit and miss, not wake up one morning and say, oh man, I'm going to set the world on fire. And then you walk and you get a cup of coffee and you say, not today. Maybe I'll do it another day. Look like it's going to rain. Or I need a little bit more rest, so I'm not going to do it today. That's procrastination. And procrastination is also waiting for conditions to be perfect. Have you ever had a perfect day? I know we've had some great days, but has every single thing been perfect for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year? Probably not. So you have got to Be disciplined. Do little things. Have some daily habits. And those daily habits will determine whether you have long-term success. Fear of success. Why are we afraid of success? You know what? Something as simple as people ain't gonna like me if I'm successful. Some people don't like it when you pull away from them, or when you're growing a little bit faster than them. They'd be like, you think you something else. Or, oh, that's how you are now. So you've got the thing between your mindset of being successful and wanting to be successful is what's between there is what will other people think of me? Well, you better get over it because they're going to think something of you anyhow. Even if they're with you every single day and you think they are patting you on the back, everybody is not cheering you on. Everybody is not patting. Some people are stabbing. So for you to give up your happiness or give in to their unhappiness so that you can be in the mix, that's failure in itself. So if you fear anything, become fearless against the people or the group or against the thought that they're not going to like me. They're not going to like you poor, and they're certainly not going to like you wealthy. So what does it take? What prevents most people from being successful? And it is the things that we're talking about: the lack of discipline, the fear of success. And then number 9, a lot of people fail to have success because they refuse to learn and adapt. People who stop learning have already fallen behind and they're going to fail. People who stop learning are not growing. You will never know it all. And so you need to always be trying to learn, okay? Number 10, comparing yourselves to others. Do you have that habit of saying, I wish I was so-and-so, I wish I was like so-and-so? That's one thing that I have never suffered with. I may have seen somebody with some shoes or a dress when I was younger, but I never wanted to be them. I would say, I wish I had one like that, or I'd love to have that. Meaning, I don't want theirs. I don't want them to take theirs off their back and give it to me. I certainly don't want them to lose what they have in order for me to gain, because my dreams and my mind is bigger than that. I can have, or you can have what I have, or you can have greater than what I have. But you don't need what I have in order to get what you want. We can all have. So refusing to learn to adapt and comparing yourself to others and saying, I wish I was like so-and-so. All right. Number 11, some people don't succeed because they lack patience. They want success, but they want it when? Yesterday, no later than now. Can't afford to wait anymore. So a lot of people fail because real success usually takes time, years of study, effort, consistency, discipline. No quick fix is going to be a long-term gain. Excuses, number 12, excuses that you are the victim. They hurt me. They don't like me. I'm from the wrong side of the track. I can never do that because they won't let me. They'll hold me back. So what you need to do, instead of focusing on in all those things that, remember I said, I asked the question, what is happiness? Who's responsible for your happiness? They ain't responsible for your happiness. So you focusing and saying, they, look at yourself in the mirror, and the enemy could be within your mindset. And if you're relying on people to make you happy, if you're relying on people to make you successful, you already got a break in the road. There's already a break. Because what if they get up and they say, you know what? I want to be happy. I don't care if they're happy or not. What if they get up and say, I don't feel like it today, so I'm not going to help her or him today. So then you're allowing someone else to be in charge of you and your happiness and your future. Number 13, and I'm almost finished. Number 13, poor health habits. Lord knows we need to be healthy. We all could stand to be healthier. We all want to live a long life, but we want to live a long, healthy, happy, blessed, prosperous life, right? Pastor Jamal says, nothing great happens overnight. And Gloria Moore says, procrastination will steal your dream. Exactly. So poor health habits stop people from being successful. And you know what? Poor health will have you low energy and low gear. Low gear. You need to shift into overdrive if necessary. You need to shift. You need to reverse or pause or park or do something different to get your energy up. Because we all feel better when we're energized. And low energy and poor health can reduce your productivity, which reduces your focus. Because if you can't get happy or be happy for yourself or no one else, then you got low energy, and nothing positive is going to come out of that. And remember, I said, success is about being positive too. You got to think you can do it. Happiness is about, you can't just sit down and say, woe is me, and sit down and wring your hands and cry your eyes out and then say, I'm happy. Happiness is a state, is an emotional state. And the worst thing you can do is let somebody else be in charge of your disposition. Because people are fickle. People will change on you in a minute, in a second, at a glance. They know you, they see you, then it's just like you're not there. And that happens. And you don't want anybody being in control of your life like that. Right, Olivia and Gloria? Number 14, no support system or mentorship. Everybody needs a mentor or a coach or somebody that they can look up to. Somebody that when they're feeling low will encourage them. Somebody that will say, you can make it. Oh, you don't need people by your side to take your side. You need people by your side who will guide you and tell you the truth and laugh with you when it's funny or hilarious and cry with you if necessary. But they're with you for a purpose. Hey, Sophia Bradley and Genevieve Burgess. Being patient is very important for success, says Genevieve, and it really is. And I think I see maybe Vicky's face popping up. So hello, Vicky. So no support system and no mentorship can cause you to not be successful. Guidance and support often make a major difference in whether you have success or whether you fail, in whether you get there sooner rather than later, in whether you are headed in the right or wrong direction. Right people, right place, right plan. Right people, right place, right plan. Then you got some help. Number 15 is the last one. Limited belief. Negative belief about how much you can accomplish. Negative belief that you're too old. You can't succeed now. You're too old. You're over the hill. Negative belief about your ability, about your background, on what you see as, if you see it as a self-fulfilling prophecy, that it will be. You got to see yourself succeeding. You got to see yourself happy. So that's why I said, what makes you happy? Think about the last time you were truly happy. Did you get good news? Were you at a certain, in a certain place? Cecil Gatson says, "Hey, Nancy, I'm sorry I missed your big day on yesterday." And to those of you who are on Sunday's Best, I celebrated my 40th year in real estate. And we had a great celebration yesterday. And we have a few other things to come. But that made me happy. That I had loyal people, Cecil, such as you and your wife, and many of you on this session. I had loyal people that I could count on. I just didn't sell them a house. We built a relationship. I just didn't sell them a house. I earned their trust. And so I'm known as a trusted authority. And when you can do for other people, and when you can do for yourself, and you can be happy, and you can be successful, it is a great feeling. Success is really built through discipline over motivation. It is consistency over perfection. It is long-term versus quick fix. Many successful people are not necessarily the smartest or the brightest people on earth. They are just simply people that have the characteristics of being disciplined, of being consistent, of always being a learner, always knowing that they need or could use a mentor or coach, and they don't mind picking up a book or getting on a podcast or getting at the feet of somebody who has wisdom that they could share with them and that they're willing to share with them. And so these are the things that make you either happy or successful. And I'm going to end with characteristics of successful people. We talked about a little bit of it, but I gave you like 15 reasons why, 15 reasons of what prevents people from having success. So the characteristics of successful people is, number one, they ain't lazy. They work hard. They're willing to work hard. They do work hard. They work long, but they work with a purpose in mind. They know what they want. They know nobody has to say, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. They're going to be happy and know it, and they're going to be shouting, right? Another characteristics of a successful person is they persevere. They have a positive attitude. They are self-confident. They are organized. They believe in being organized, not here, there, and everywhere. Successful people, believe it or not, even the ones that are shy, they lead in their own way. They may be leading by default, but you can learn something from them. And a lot of characteristics of a lot of successful people are they are great leaders, but first they were great followers. All right. And one of the last things, a characteristic of a successful person, is they're willing to adapt. Everything is not going to go your way. Everything is never going to be, nothing is always going to be perfect. The perfect time, the perfect place, the perfect deal, the perfect opportunity, the perfect individual. Those people who are waiting for perfect people to get married to, they might be out there for a long time. Because just like with church, just when you think something's wrong with this church, I'm going to another church. You go there and something happens, you say, something's wrong with that church. And then you can start your own. And guess what? People gonna come, people gonna leave, and something wrong. Because it's never gonna be perfect. But you have to, again, know what success means to you. And to some people, no amount of money is going to really make them happy. It may make them secure. It may make them feel better. It may make them happy for the instance. But in the long haul, its success is different for each one of us. So I thank you so much for getting on Sunday's Best and hearing what I had to share with you tonight. And just know and believe that what is happiness? Who makes you happy? Whose responsibility is it for you to be happy? What does success mean to you? Whose responsibility is it to make you successful? Isn't that something if you think is somebody else's job to make you successful? What's wrong with you? You got a part in this whole thing. And so how much would you sacrifice for happiness? How much would you sacrifice for success? Happiness is a mental, emotional state. Success is achievements of one's goal, and it puts them in the position to accept their expectations. They say, I am successful at that. I have reached my greatest expectation and I am happy. All right? So I wish for you the best. I wish for you happiness, joy for you, all of us. I wish you success. I wish you a good night, a good week, and $1 million life. Good night.